Initiating moisture.
Charlie, Nik Nocturnal, and Knosis teamed up together to not only give us a single, but a music video along with it. Seems pretty fitting to do a moist meter on this music video. I'm gonna go ahead and steal it, dust it off, use it for this episode, and probably never do this again unless it's good clickbait or something. I'm sure you know who Charlie is from his role in the Hunger Games, so not much explaining needs to be done there. But I do want to talk about his relationship with music. He has a band that's called The Gentlemen that he does with Troy McHubry. I think I said his name right. I'm not too sure, but they're not really pigeonholed to a specific genre because they kind of touch on different flavors of metal in this one project. Their first song wasn't even metal, it was like a parody pop punk song. And they're not super active or anything. They got an album out, they dropped an EP, and this is very obviously just a fun project that they touch on from time to time. I don't think it's supposed to be taken too seriously. Like, you can tell, it's just a band that Charlie plays with whenever he feels like it. But we also have two side characters in this adventure. We have Nik Nocturnal, probably know him from doing fun metal things. He's a Twitch streamer that he does a bunch of shit, really. He does commentary, reacts to new music. He often writes songs with a fun twist. He covers music with a fun twist. Overall, funny guitar man with good vibes, and he of course does his own original music as well, often collabing with other musicians. Last but not least, this track features Knosis, more specifically Ryo Kinoshita, again, hope I said his name right, ex-vocalist of Crystal Lake from Japan. Knosis has some metalcore, some deathcore, some new metal. I don't listen to them all that much, so I'm not going to pretend I know them through and through, but what I will say is Ryo is an amazing vocalist. That motherfucker can scream. Now these three fellas come together and drop today's song in question, which is all wrong. When it comes to YouTuber music, it's kind of weird because you have YouTubers that drop tunes from time to time. I think about like the KSIs of the world, the Logan Pauls, Jake Pauls, right? Like that's the first people that come to mind. And when a YouTuber drops music, 9 out of 10 times it's bad. Of course, there are exceptions. I forgot the guy's name. Is this guy does Minecraft, I think? I think that guy went on to be a big music guy. I don't know. I could be completely wrong. That could be a completely another fella. I don't know. A better example, Joji, all right? Filthy Frank, but rebranded to Joji. Great music, phenomenal music, but I don't really consider that YouTuber music, but whatever. That's a whole nother topic for another day. But the reason why I bring this up is because we have Nik Nocturnal in the center here. He's clearly a musician that does content, so if I listen to a song that has Nik in it, or maybe it's an original, I'm a little confused. I'm like, is this YouTuber music or is this just music? Nik has bangers, he has these industry connections, and he's always collabing with other musicians that are like well respected in the scene that don't do content, but it definitely feels like he's a musician first and creator second. He's kind of in that in between, so with all that being said, if I listen to something by him, it doesn't really feel like I'm listening to YouTuber music like I would if it was like Dream or some shit. But then you have two humans beside him, okay? You have Charlie, who is a YouTuber that likes to drop music from time to time. He does YouTuber music. Then you have Ryo, who is in a band. He is a musician that does no content. With all that being said, when you listen to this song, it doesn't feel like YouTuber music. In my opinion, as a standalone single, it just holds up as an actual tune. It doesn't really feel like this YouTuber music slop. It's like a good song. It's very clearly written by people who know what they're doing. Now, lyrically, the song seems to be about being clouded and not entirely feeling like you fit the part. Imposter syndrome type beat. And it also seems to be touching on having so much weight on your shoulders that you don't even have time to know yourself. You don't have time to explore yourself. And I'm not talking about beating your meat. I'm talking about spending time with good old you. You're too busy doing this and that and making people happy, doing your job. And not only that, being successful and great at your job. But you feel like an empty carcass. Like, yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing great. But what about me? And this is pretty cool because this is a part of Charlie I don't think we've ever seen before. He's being like very vulnerable, of course, assuming that he wrote his own lyrics. And it's nice to see, and he kind of raps his verses, bringing some new metal flavor to this metalcore bop. But yeah, moving on to the audio side of things, it's heavy, there's some DJ scratching, there's some industrial elements tossed in there. Again, Charlie rapping his verses, and you got some screams layered back there along with only drumming with some effects over it, while building this cool kind of empty feeling atmosphere. As the verse goes into the pre-chorus, the bass comes in, and it's like a really cool build up to the chorus, which is performed by Rio, who uses his dirty vocals, and it's cool because it's kind of like tough guy but catchy at the same time. Like I said before, a lot of nu metal elements, and there's some vocal effects tossed here and there, which is really cool, really fun. Even though I'm not a big fan of nu metal, which I'll touch on more in a bit, Nik Nocturnal's guitar work, catchy, simple, nothing too over the top or super impressive, but 100% it gets the job done, and in a really good way. The build up before the breakdown's really cool. I'm pretty sure Rio says some Japanese words in there, and then shows off his demonic screaming. Shit gets really heavy. Then it kind of maintains this heaviness for the rest of the song. Like, we get one more chorus, but then the ending is really cool, kind of Korn reminiscent with the dirty vocal style there, and then it just ties the song together with an extremely heavy ending. By the way, it's worth mentioning, don't know why I didn't say it yet, but I'm not a music reviewer, okay? I don't regularly do this. I just talk about songs that I think is fun. I'm not no fucking professional. I don't know no big fancy words. I'm just a regular odd dude listening to cool music, giving my regular odd takes. But anyway, let's yap about the music video, and then I'll get into my final thoughts and ranking on the moist meter. I'm a sucker when it comes to futuristic, glitchy aesthetics, okay? I love that shit, and I think it's super cool that the video does this. The fucking visual effects, really cool, really crisp. The transitions are insane. Everyone gets a great amount of screen time, and the camera work, so nice. The video looks like it would have been super fun to take part in, whether you are one of the actors, musicians, like an editor. Like, it seems like if you had anything to do with this video, you would have had a lot of fun. I must say though, seeing Charlie run, let me pull it up here. It's kind of cursed. I don't think I've ever seen him run before. Like, is it me? Am I bugging? Or like, watching Charlie run is just so cursed. Is he running funny, or am I bugging? He's running like this. It's just so funny. But the video has tons of love in it, and the team should be super proud. I also wanted to mention this really cool like bit here. I love this part with like Rio's eyes kind of rolled back. Super cool. And this is the part where I was saying it was like Korn reminiscent. And those with a keen eye will notice that the bassist and drummer in this music video are actually the dudes from Body Snatcher. Now, again, I don't listen to Crystal Lake or Knosis, but I feel like if you are a fan of these bands, you'll probably really enjoy this track because it does sound like a branch off of those projects based off what I remember of what I heard. If you're a fan of Charlie, obviously you're gonna enjoy this. Again, because he's being vulnerable with the listeners and just being a part of this really cool track. If you're a fan of Nik, you're probably a fan of almost everything he does, and this is a super collab. This is awesome. You'll probably be happy from his end too. If you're a fan of Body Snatcher, this is a crazy surprise for you. Like I said before, I'm not a big fan of nu metal, but I think this is a great gateway to that style of music because it's not so deep on that end where I feel like I don't enjoy it, because I do really enjoy this track overall. The only thing is I feel like it is super safe. Other than the crazy collab, the song wasn't all that memorable. I think it's a great song, and one of the reasons it's a great song is because they played it by the books with like the pop song structure. It is a very digestible song, and if you watch me, you know I love short songs. This does that. It's only 3 minutes. I love that shit. I just wish they played around a little bit more, got a little bit more experimental with things. But because it's so digestible, it's not only a gateway to nu metal, but I think metal in general. I love the music video it's coupled with. All that being said, let's plug this bitch into the moist meter with a solid 85%. It's not a perfect song. A perfect song is super hard to do, but this is a super sweet treat for anyone that are fans of these creators and bands. And me not being a big fan of the gentleman, I think it's super cool to see Charlie in something that can actually go this hard and that I actually like really enjoy. Now join the Discord, link in description, and click here to watch yesterday's video where I talk about bands that make me lose brain cells.